The infamous passive income, recurring revenue. A membership is perfect for that, right? If you're in the planning stages for your membership site and you're thinking, what the hell should I put in it? Or if your membership is live and you're feeling overwhelmed with how much content that you think you have to create, stop. Hello and welcome to the BuddyBoss podcast, where we dive deep into the strategies to help you build, launch, and grow your online communities, courses, and memberships. I'm your host, Jason Broderick, marketing manager and head of content here at BuddyBoss. Membership content is all about maintaining sustainable profit. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what I mean by that, as well as walk you through the 7 types of content that you need at each of your price points. Let's dive in. Did you know that most of the online gurus that you're following are using memberships as the main method of maximizing their overall profit in their business, not as the core of the business itself? Influencers like Amy Porterfield, Jeff Walker, Marie Forleo, Stu McLaren, Lisa Johnson, they all have a few high-ticket flagship products that they sell a couple times a year at most, and they use memberships to fill in the gaps, like stepping stones between those big value items. Generally, those memberships cost significantly less than their flagship offerings, attracting more customers overall, bridging the gap between their higher priced products, and because they cost less, those influencers have to approach the content in a totally different way to the way that you or I think about it when we set out to launch our first memberships. For low price memberships, less than about $100 a month, they're thinking, what small chunks of value can I give completely hands off to large groups at a time with little or no interaction from me? How can I convert a low-priced one-time customer or lead into a recurring customer for the very first time? Or how can I capture as many customers as possible at a lower but more regular price point that were interested in my flagship product but for whatever reason didn't buy it? To illustrate this example, I recently enrolled in a challenge launch from Lisa Johnson because I was super interested to see how she managed the launch. It went really well, she sold a donkey ton of her new product, but it just wasn't right for me. Afterwards, for around 48 hours, she ran a quick promotion offering her entry-level membership for just £10 for the first month, £49 a month thereafter. She got me, and over 200 other new members that didn't buy her main offer, successfully adding up to £9,800 a month to her recurring revenue. That could represent around $100k a year from just that quick promo. And you can be sure when her next launch comes around, some of those 200 people who had a great experience at her entry-level membership will be ready to make the jump up the chain of value. For mid to high price memberships, over $100 to $500 a month, they're probably thinking, what additional value can I offer to my high-priced offer customers that will enhance their experience of the main product? What level of access to me is exclusive enough that my high-priced customers would be willing to spend even more to get it? Or what additional value or support can I offer after they have done the learning to make them want to continue their journey on an ongoing basis? A great example of this is Amy Porterfield's Momentum membership, specifically open for a very short time just after her students complete her flagship course, Digital Course Academy, which allows you to get continued support and access to her and her team while you implement what you learned on her flagship course. At the low end, your membership content has to be sustainable for you to constantly create and show up and engage. It has to be just enough content to provide value, but not so much that it devalues your time or your higher priced products. At the mid to high end, it needs to be priced in such a way as it really allows you to give value to a very small group of people consistently. If you roll your eyes every time you have to do a one-to-one call in your premium mastermind, chances are it's not priced high enough to make that valuable for you, or you shouldn't be offering that level of access at that tier. So how do you know exactly what content should be in your membership at what tier? Well, let's take a look at the 7 types of membership content that you need to consider. First, we have live content. Now, live content is any content that you deliver and is watched in real time by your members. Live content is the backbone of most memberships because you only have to produce it once for it to be valuable forever. Generally, there are 2 factors that impact the value of live content and its appropriateness at the different tiers of membership: its length and its depth. Typically, short-form content like 5-minute lives or even micro-content like 1-minute reels work best for entry-level membership tiers. Mid-length live content and multi-day live content like challenges or sprints work best at slightly higher price points, and on higher tiers, members will be expecting regular masterclasses and workshops for their money. Let's start with entry-level memberships. Short and micro content. Short live streams between 1 to 5 minutes long are a great way to have daily engaging or motivational content constantly coming out. Think about what you can talk about for a quick minute that will inspire, motivate, or challenge the way that your members think. Weekly lives. A once a week live stream can work great at this tier. You pick a topic and talk about it for 30 minutes or so on the same day each week. I've seen book clubs work great at lower tiers where each week the membership gets a new book to read and then once a week the group leader talks about the book for 30 minutes live. Then we have mid-price memberships, starting with live challenges and sprints. Live multi-day challenges are a great way to engage a group of your members for a short time around a specific topic or focus. Challenges tend to be once a month at most and typically cycle between topics, where each month there is a challenge around a different area of your membership. Sprints tend to focus more on productivity and accountability, and are often at the same time each month. Challenges and sprints require much more active involvement from you, and so they're best suited to mid-priced memberships or above. Expert interviews. Another staple of most memberships are expert interviews, where typically the host will invite someone with a high level of specialism in an area related to the membership to come and give a 30 to 60 minute talk about them, their expertise, or teaching a system or process that they follow. Interviews take a surprising amount of time to administer between gathering, inviting, and managing guests to promoting the content, so they're best reserved for mid-price memberships or above. And lastly, for high-price memberships, masterclasses. Masterclasses are where you choose a topic that you're an expert in and give a 60 to 90 minute presentation, typically teaching members what the topic is, how it works, or a system or process that you follow for success. Masterclasses are the highest value form of live content, as this is where members will learn the most or progress their understanding of a subject the most. Members of most mid-tier memberships will expect at least a monthly masterclass. At higher tiers of membership, you can even consider blending these with expert interviews to provide a second masterclass each month delivered by somebody other than you. Moving on to content type number 2, interactive content. Interactive content covers anything where your members actively participate with you or each other during the delivery of the content. Interactive content is great for membership engagement as it is consumed actively, not just watched passively. The key factor that dictates the appropriate level of interactive content for your membership tier is access. How much access does the member get to you as they participate? Are there hundreds of other members participating alongside them, or is it an intimate group where there can be some kind of focus fully on them? For entry-level memberships, we have Q&As and AMAs. Questions and answer sessions or Ask Me Anything sessions are a great low-effort way to introduce some interactivity into your membership. They allow members a little bit of access to you, where they or their challenge can get a small bit of attention, but requires almost no preparation from you to achieve, and everyone else watching also gets to benefit from the value. Even at entry-level memberships, a weekly Q&A session is easy to manage and maintain. During challenges or sprints, some membership owners even use these to get daily engagement, like Stu McLaren with 10 in 10, where he answers 10 questions in 10 minutes live every day of his challenge. For mid-price memberships, you have hot seating and group coaching. Hot seating or group coaching is the next level up from Q&As, where participants get a small chunk of focus dedicated to just them from you on a challenge that they're facing, and then you open up the discussion to all the other participants to provide their input. During a 1-hour hot seating session, you might allow participants to describe their challenge for 3 minutes, help them yourself for 3 minutes, and then open it up to the floor for 3 minutes, giving 5 or 6 participants about 10 minutes each devoted to just them. Hot seating works best in mid-tier memberships or the higher end of entry-level memberships, because only a small group of members get dedicated time, so whilst they see that as more valuable and are more likely or willing to pay more, you can't get through a large volume of members, so it's best if fewer members attend each time, so they feel like they get a fair chance. Hot seating can work weekly or monthly. Then we have group workshops. Workshops differ from masterclasses, where masterclasses are more presentational. Workshops involve some participation from members that attend. You might conduct a workshop where all your members fill out a template together or collaborate on an area of their business together with guidance from you. Group workshops work best at mid to high price memberships because they take both a lot of preparation from you and a lot of participation and interaction from you. High price memberships. Masterminds. Masterminds are really only a good fit for mid or high tier memberships for two reasons. They take a lot of maintenance and time directly from you, but also they're only really appropriate for already successful members who will be expecting to be among a small group of their peers who are all at a similar level of success to them to help each other. So that means it's less likely that a member who's only investing a small amount of money each month will be a good fit for the mastermind. Alright, moving on to the next content type, which is on-demand content. On-demand content is any content that lives permanently inside the member's library that they can access at any time. This is the Netflix of your membership, and it tends to make up the largest amount of value for most tiers of the membership because it grows and grows over time. As a member joins your membership, they might only be able to access one live interview and one monthly masterclass that month. But if they can go back and revisit hundreds of recorded sessions, then they will immediately feel like they are getting huge value. For entry-level memberships, we have recorded live and interactive sessions. Recorded live sessions are the easiest to start building out your library because it takes almost no additional effort than it did to conduct the session in the first place. Even at low price membership tiers, members will often expect some growing library of past content that they can refer to. Even just for active members who couldn't attend live sessions, they're going to expect to be able to review a recording. But for new members, it's great to immediately have access to that library of past content. For mid-tier memberships, trainings, lessons, and topics. As you move up the pricing tiers, members are going to expect more considered and structured training or lessons that they can watch and learn from. However, like with live and interactive sessions, your masterclasses make great content to start building out your library of training. You can even break out small chunks of lessons from a flagship course and add those into your membership. And for high-price memberships, courses and learning paths. At higher tiers of memberships, it's a good idea to create some more structure around the content in your membership, either by wrapping it into a course or by delivering the content as part of a linear learning path that everyone follows. A library of broadly disconnected lessons is okay for low price memberships, but at the higher end, members are going to expect a much more tailored experience and often will expect to be given a set curriculum to follow. Be wary, however, of blurring the lines between a membership and what should actually be a standalone course that you sell separately. The next type of content we have is utilities and resources. Utilities and resources are a great way to add value to your membership at all tiers. They're very scalable because you only need to create it once, but they provide practical value for your members forever. The biggest factor that impacts their appropriateness at each tier is utility towards a measurable business goal. How usable is the item to help them immediately achieve something valuable that they need? For entry-level memberships, worksheets. Worksheets help your members complete a short task related to the content of your membership. They're great for adding value to what you teach and adding some utility to what can otherwise be just a library of passive content. Worksheets tend to be one-time value, however, as they typically revolve around something that only needs to be done once. Calculators and scorecards. Calculators and scorecards help members to take stock of where they are right now in a learning process. Scorecards are a great way to get members to set benchmarks for themselves that they can look back at later to see how far they've come. Scorecards are great if you teach a proprietary process, as it allows members to see the impact of following what you teach on their score as they go. Calculators can help members gain clarity on exactly where they are now and where they should go next, or how much value they might gain from your membership, for example with an income projection calculator. For mid-priced memberships, templates. Templates can be an incredibly valuable asset for mid-tier memberships and above. They allow your members to tap into exactly what you would help them achieve if they worked with you one-to-one, except they do it on their own. Templates are also infinitely reusable, so are one of the highest leverage items that you can create to provide value. Think what repeated tasks that your members do over and over again that you could create an optimum process around and then create a template for them to follow over and over again. I've seen everything from email templates, landing page templates, knitting patterns, workouts, telephone script, DIY cutouts, daily journaling, and everything in between. For high-price memberships, workbooks. Workbooks are like a series of connected worksheets that help your members work through a more complex set of tasks surrounding a central process or practice. Typically, workbooks accompany longer form lessons or masterclasses to help participants really put into practice what they learned. Workbooks can take much longer time to create than a simple worksheet or template, and often are only completed once, so whilst they do provide great value, they're really only appropriate for higher priced membership tiers. The next content type is community content. Community content relies on the members themselves to generate value for each other. Best suited for membership tiers where there is a large enough volume of members to sustain the interactions, and where access to you is at such a premium that members can turn to each other instead for support. For entry-level memberships, we have groups. Social groups are the best way to create community value and content for your lower priced membership tiers. They provide a generally unstructured way for all of your members to communally support each other, to face challenges together, and to discuss solutions or the content that they're going through in your membership. Groups often have a simple activity feed for members to participate in, or sometimes can even have subgroups for special interests or topics. Forums. Forums provide a much more structured way for your members to get value from each other. Often forums are created in a question and answer format and broken up by topic, so that members can easily find answers to challenges they're facing and go back in the archive to explore what other members who've been through similar experiences have done in their situation. For mid-tier memberships, accountability pods and buddies. Accountability pods or buddy systems are a great way to enlist the help of members to help each other and help themselves. Members can volunteer to be buddied up with another member or form little accountability groups where they can work amongst themselves and keep each other motivated and on track with the content or the process. Accountability pods also work really well to get veteran members to contribute at a higher level by leading the pod of newer members and helping them to navigate all of the content that you've produced. Accountability pods and buddy systems can take a bit of management, so these are best reserved for mid-tier memberships and above. Next we have services. Now, services are not really content in the purest sense, but providing services within your membership is a major way to increase the value of the membership dramatically. Often, however, services are only valuable for a single member directly, so they should be really reserved for only the highest tiers of membership. Here, the highest point of value is access to you or your team's skills or expertise. Starting with mid-tier memberships. Voice or video notes. Voice notes are a great way for you to open up a direct channel to you for your members without it fully invading your time and privacy. Get yourself a business WhatsApp or use a similar voice or video note app and allow your members to send you questions at any time that's convenient to them and have you answer at any time that's convenient for you. In 1 hour, you could easily answer 10 to 15 of your members directly every day who feel like they're getting highly valuable access to you. You could even host these somewhere that all of your members can watch or listen to afterwards. Coaching. Coaching is the highest form of access that a member can get from you. Generally, on a one-to-one basis, you meet your member monthly, fortnightly, or weekly, increasing in value based on how frequently you meet, to help them work through their unique challenges. At lower tiers of membership, you can often make coaching sessions more affordable for members by getting them to agree that you can share the session in the library afterwards, or even have other members observe the session live. At higher tiers, your members will expect privacy and your full attention, so these are the lowest leverage activity that you can have in your membership, and so should be priced accordingly. Done for you services. Done for you services are an extremely valuable resource that you can provide for your members, as it turns you and your internal team's skills and expertise directly onto their business for them. If you're teaching a system or a process to members, why not offer a service where you actually do that process for them? I've seen high-end memberships offering landing page design services or even full funnel design services to premium members. It's a great way to immediately increase the profit potential at the very top end of your memberships. And the final type of content is in-person and virtual events. The pandemic has had a profound effect on the perceived value of both in-person and virtual events. Where previously virtual events weren't that common, now they're part of the new normal, with better technology and better perception from members, making them much more viable as an option for membership value. In-person events are now seen as even more valuable than before, because many people haven't been able to travel freely for so long. They're looking for any good reason to get out of the house and meet like-minded people and make real-world connections. Again, not strictly content, but an important aspect of many memberships and a great way to add value. Starting with entry-level memberships, Meetups and virtual social events. In-person meetups and casual online social events for your members are a fantastic way to engage them in their real lives surrounding their reason for being a member. Members love to connect and create relationships with others that are going through the same thing that they are, and to have an opportunity to just hang out with you outside of the membership. They're relatively easy to manage and require almost no preparation, so work great for low-price memberships and above. For mid-price memberships, virtual summits. Organising a yearly or twice-yearly virtual summit that is included in the cost for mid-tier memberships is a great way to add value and get members excited about large-scale activities in the future. This can help retain members for longer who want to continue their membership until the event comes around, or it can be free only for members that pay yearly or at a reduced cost for monthly members, let's say. These take a lot of effort to organise and manage, so they're really only appropriate for mid-tier memberships and above. For high-priced memberships, conferences and live summits. Conferences and live summits will be familiar to most of you, and whilst they're typically sold individually as ticketed events, it's becoming more and more common to include tickets to the event as part of a premium membership tier. It's a fairly easy way to increase the perceived value of a membership, even if the members sometimes don't attend, because it typically doesn't cost you anything additional to provide them with a free pass. This is especially common for memberships with an international audience, because travel and accommodation costs usually present an additional barrier to members making use of this perk. So if you're already organising a conference or a live summit, why not consider offering tickets for free to your highest tier members? Retreats. Retreats are where a group of your members all travel to a location together for a number of days to work together in a deeper way than they normally do in your membership. Usually the retreat is organised like a working holiday, where the attendees work together in depth during the day and enjoy the location or the destination itself in the surrounding time. Retreats work well for memberships surrounding business or entrepreneurship, where members can all work together in deep focus and then socialize together, or health, wellness and fitness memberships or communities of practice, where members can get together to dedicate time to implementing what they're learning in a focused way. Retreats tend to be packaged like all-inclusive holidays, where all the costs are included, so they're only a good fit for the highest tiers of membership, where the cost of the retreat is easily covered by the fee that the member's already paying. So there you have it, the 7 different types of membership content and which types will help you maintain a sustainable profit for your membership at whatever tier it's at. If you're planning a membership launch soon, then your first step should be to decide which tier of membership that you intend to pitch it at. Then go back through this video to piece together the ideal membership content structure that allows you to provide just the right amount of value to continue to maintain your membership at scale. If you already have a live membership but you're feeling a bit overwhelmed by the volume of content that you've committed yourself to, then take a look at what tier you sit in and whether you might need to reconsider raising your prices, reducing the content down, or if your membership retention is lacking, maybe it's time to introduce some of the other elements that you might be missing at your tier. If you've made it this far and you've gotten value from this video, would you do me a favor? Click that like button and hit the bell icon to keep up to date with all of the latest content here at BuddyBoss. Until next time.